Hey guys, so we have a really groundbreaking development, I guess is what I'll say, is what I'll term this thing that has happened today here. Regarding Goku and Final Form Frieza, we have a Legends team newsletter. This is the first time we've gotten one of these in a really long time. Before we jump into this, I just wanted to quickly show you guys there's a new website that is going to be slowly updated throughout the course, I guess, of this anniversary and into the future. So as you guys know, up until this point, I have been using DBZ Space. Pretty much since I started making Legends content, just in general, I've been using DBZ Space. But I think the creator of DBZ Space has sort of fallen off from the game, and therefore we have not really gotten many updates to this in a timely manner. So we have a new site here that is run by Hydros. You guys might know him from 5'9". You guys might know him from sometimes making thumbnails for me. The website is called dblegends.net. Right now, it is not yet complete with everything that we want to add to the site, but it does have all the basic stuff. We have the characters here, we have the news, we have links to different sources, you know, the official Twitter and stuff like that. So this site will be my go-to area to like show news updates and show characters. So we will be developing this. I'm going to be giving him different suggestions for what I want to see added to the site. But this is where we're looking at this new information here. So I just wanted to quickly give a background on that so that it's a useful resource for people. So, all right, let's get into this. I guess this might be a little bit here. So, Legends Team Newsletter, thank you for your continued support of Dragon Ball Legends. Thanks for 5 years. Oh, looks like we're getting some CC here. Hope that everyone has been enjoying the 5th anniversary events that began on... Okay, I guess there's a little bug here. Thanks to all your support, Dragon Ball Legends has continued to draw in new users and has once again set new records this year. All of us on the management team are deeply grateful to all of you for playing our game. Thank you. As a small token of our appreciation, we'd like to give everybody another gift. So just 1,000 more CC. Okay, just free multi, basically, is what this is. Nice, sounds good. Okay, let's get into the main portion of the video here regarding Goku and Final Form Frieza's abilities. A number of adjustments. Let me make this a little bigger. That's good. All right, so here we go. A number of adjustments to the abilities of the recently released Legends Limited Goku and Final Form Frieza are planned to be implemented in the near future. So I'm assuming this will probably be next reset. So basically like 6 days from today. This character was given a powerful new Rising Rush counter befitting its role as one of the featured characters of the 5th anniversary celebration. However, upon observing its performance in a variety of battles after release, the following issues have become apparent. The Rising Rush counter is difficult to activate under certain circumstances. Due to a lack of survivability, this character is often defeated early on in battles. This character's lack in combo capabilities when Goku is on is the active character. If you guys have watched pretty much any of my recent videos discussing this character and using this character, I have made these exact points in my videos. It's almost like they watched my videos and they were like, yeah, you know what? This guy's right. Let's just change this. That's literally what it looks like happened here. I mean, you guys know, if you watch, you know I mentioned like literally all 3 of these points together. I mentioned the fact that their Rising Rush counter is a very easy thing to work around. I mentioned the fact that if they were a bit more tanky and had a bit more survivability, a bit more disrupt, their Rising Rush counter in turn would be better. And then the third one, I mentioned this as well, Frieza actually feels like good enough to me. I think Frieza does feel pretty good. The Goku side, like I sort of equated it to the Vegeta side of Vegeta and Trunks, right? Where Trunks feels good, but Vegeta is like just straight. I just don't want to switch into Vegeta ever. I kind of feel the same thing with this Goku and Frieza character, where you switch into Frieza, and I just don't ever want to switch back to Goku. So that definitely was a massive problem. So they are... Step 1 is good. They have addressed the 3 main issues that I have had with this character. So far, we're looking pretty good here. We knew that addressing these issues would involve taking considerable measures, so they were thoroughly discussed internally. In the end, it was decided that changes must be made in order to bring greater satisfaction to all the players who joined the anniversary celebration and acquired this character. Therefore, the decision has been made to take exceptional action in this singular instance to directly buff this character instead of using unique equipment or other means to strengthen it. I mentioned that this does feel akin to the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta situation during the 3-year anniversary, where Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta released as like the headlining character of the 3rd anniversary, And he definitely didn't feel as strong as he should have been. And so what did they do? They released like the most powerful unique equipment ever for the character. And that's really when we started seeing them start to do those unique equipments for older LF units. This is literally to the point where they feel it is necessary to just utterly buff this character just directly, right? And they do mention here in bold red underline characters, exceptional action in this singular instance. So what I would take away from this, other than the actual buffs themselves, is that they are not going to be doing this often. I think this is probably going to be just because of the fact that this is an anniversary headliner that just does not feel good enough. So this is, I think, not something we should expect to see moving in the future. And I think with this extraordinary, action they're taking for Goku and Frieza, they probably are going to not hold back as much on future releases for like Anniversary and Legends Fest, because I don't think they want this happening again. So this is, honestly, this is the first time I think they've ever directly admitted like, hey, we were wrong. We made a mistake, right? We had a lot of other characters in the past that were either really, really, really too good or really, really, really not good enough. And they really have never done much about it. I mean, again, the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta instance was one where it was like, we kind of admit we were wrong, but instead of just straight up saying it, we're just going to give him an equipment. In this instance, they're literally saying, yeah, this is our fault. We messed up. Here is how we're going to address this. So this is like the first time they've ever just straight up admitted that we screwed up. So this is good. I do think this is a good thing. All right, so let's see what they're changing. Adjustments to Goku. So I imagine there's gonna be more adjustments to Goku than Frieza, which makes sense. All right, so on special arts activation, so this is on the green card. Yes, they literally did what I said. I literally talked about this. Addition, randomly draws one new card, activates twice. This is exactly the change I mentioned. Okay. And then he gets the card draw speed for 10 counts, up from 5 counts. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted from the Goku side. The green card giving you a card. Because the thing with the green card on the Goku side, I mean, can we pull this up here? Let me see if I can scroll down to the green card. Yeah, the green card, remember, it locks in the opponent for 3 counts. So you have enough time to chain together at least one card. And a lot of times that is enough to just switch into Frieza, and then Frieza gets cover null anyway. When tagged switching to Frieza, restores Vanishing Gauge by 70%. Huh, okay, that's pretty interesting. I don't really know. I mean, I guess that could be good. We'll have to see, right? Because most of the time you're tag switching in the middle of your own combo. But like if you PV somebody and then you start comboing and then you go into Frieza, you can restore your Vanish. That is good. When battle starts or when this character enters the battlefield via tag switch, -10 to special move arts cost. Okay, that's pretty good. Nothing crazy. When this character enters the battlefield, reduces damage received by 10% for 15 counts. Cannot be canceled, activates once. Oh, on change. Okay. Wait, what? Change, reduces damage. Oh, wait. Oh, this is a. Oh, I see what they're doing. So it was this. It was reduces damage received by 10% for 15 timer counts. Now it's just permanent. Cannot be canceled. Reduces damage received by 10%. Cannot be canceled. Activates once. Yeah, so now it's just a permanent 15 or 10% reduced damage received forever. Okay. And then now it also reduces enemy ki by 25 and destroys a card. That is exactly what... Dude, they made the perfect changes. These are actually perfect changes. Drawing the card. That's really good. Giving them more bulk and more disrupt. That's really good. According to the number of times this character has tag switched to Goku. First time is 20%. Now it's 30%. And then the second time was 40%. Now it's 50%. So they even are buffing their damage on Goku's side. Okay, depending on how many times you switch from Frieza to Goku. All right, how's Frieza getting changed here? When tag switching to Goku, draws a strike card next. Restores unhealth by 20% and ki by 25 to 40. So he's drawing a strike card and he's getting 40 ki instead of 25. Drawing this card is really good. When this character enters the battlefield via tag switch, -3 to strike and blast arts costs. Okay. Again, the cost reduction is probably something you're going to notice more so actually in game than like you're not going to like read this and be like, oh my god, -3 to strike and blast arts cost. Like it doesn't sound crazy. But with all the extra stuff they're getting, I think that this is good. When this character enters the battlefield, restores ki by 25, 20% to damage inflicted by ally tag universe reps for 20 counts. Remember, this is being applied to himself too. So he's just getting an additional 20% damage. And then I guess when he switches out, the allied tag universe rep characters will be getting the buffs as well. Reduces enemy ki by 25 and destroys an enemy card. So both the Goku and the Frieza side now have a lot of extra disrupt as well. Wow. Okay. And then we have this extra stuff down here. Adjustments to both. When enemy activates Rising Rush while this character is on standby, shortens own sub count by 7 and cancels enemy buff effects. You know why this is good? Is because if they have cover null, dude, that's insane. Because they can't, this character can now, so basically the biggest issue with this character up until this point with the Rising Rush nullification mechanic specifically was that if the enemy had cover nullification active, this character was unable to nullify Rising Rush when they perform a cover change. The character with cover null would still override the Rising Rush counter, and the Rising Rush would go through. Now, not only are they removing cover null from the enemy when they activate Rising Rush, when they're on standby, but they're reducing their own sub count by 7. So basically, you just can never rush. You can just never rush this unit, is what this is talking about. When Rising Rush counter activates, comboable with blue cards. Okay. Yeah. I remember, if you guys go back and watch my first video, I believe I made this quote unquote mistake. I just think I was just more so testing it. I was like, can you combo the Rising Rush counter with the blue card? And it just straight up whiffed. And I think I like died because of it. So they actually are adding this to be a chainable blue card with the Rising Rush counter. Okay. I don't think this was a necessary change, but I'll take it. Every time the enemy uses a special move, ultimate, or awakened arts card while this character is on the battlefield, nullify unfavorable element factors for 5 counts. This is the Blue Gogeta ability. Ultra Blue Gogeta has a similar ability to this, where he ghost type neutral when the enemy uses like an ultimate or a blue card. Cancels own attribute downgrades with normal conditions. So all like the extra damage received debuffs they have are going to go away when the enemy does this. Shortens ally sub count by 5. That's just permanent. Like this is unlimited. There's no limit to this. that is so dumb. If there is a defeated battle member when this character enters the battlefield, shortens ally sub count by 3 up from 2. I mean, these are actually just perfect changes. So typically whenever we see like a new character or we see a Zenkai for a character, like obviously this is the first time we've ever seen a straight up buff to a character directly like this before. But every single time we have gotten like a Zenkai or a new unit, there's always at least like 1 or 2 areas where I'm like, yeah, I would have liked if they did this or they changed this or if this was a little bit better, or if this was stronger. I have no complaints about this. There's literally nothing. This is perfect. There's no criticism I have against any of these things. I think the biggest things for sure, this to me is the biggest thing that they could have done. This is by far the most powerful thing they could have done to this character. And this satisfies point number 1. The Rising Rush counter is difficult to activate under certain circumstances, right? Still, it's way better now. Now, keep in mind, the enemy will still be able to rush this character if they get PV'd or if their like attack gets overridden by like the enemy's rush. So if you're Goku and Frieza and you use a blast from full range, the enemy should still be able to rush through the blast and this character won't be able to counter it. And then similarly, if you're Goku and Frieza and the enemy PVs you, they should be able to still rush you, because remember, this only activates when you're on standby, the cancel enemy buff effects. So when you're in the battlefield, obviously it's not going to cancel their buff effect, right? So that's something to remember. And then to address the lack of survivability, they gave them extra bulk. Like, it's not that much extra bulk. They just made this a permanent buff instead of only lasting for the first 15 counts. And now it's also uncancelable as well. But they gave them like a decent amount of disrupt here, 25 key reduction and destroying a card when they enter the battlefield. This is obviously supposed to be for a cover change, right? So you don't want to feel bad switching in on the cover change for this character, which prior to this change, I definitely did feel pretty bad doing that, right? I'm like, okay, if the enemy doesn't use a strike card, like we're dead. If we don't get the cover change off with this character, like they're just gonna get comboed and then they just die. And then to address the Goku side being a bit weaker than the Frieza side, they did give, where's the Goku side? Right here. They did give the green card an extra card that he draws from it, and they gave him more card draw speed, which is really, really good. I think this is the biggest issue with the Goku side. And then on top of that, where is it? He gains the strike. Yeah, when tag switching to Goku, Goku now also draws a strike card. This is actually really big. A lot of people are not going to understand how good this is. And they also gets 40 ki instead of 25. These are really, really good. Like they knew what they were doing when they made these changes. I think, you know, having enough time to view what the weaknesses of this character was from the time they came out, hearing people talk about the character and criticizing the character and stuff like that, they definitely, I think, made the correct decisions in the areas that this character needed to be adjusted. So I think these changes are really, really good. I think I don't really have, again, really anything I could say negatively about this. This is all really good. Okay. What do we have here? Regarding future Legends Limited characters. While we're still in the early stages of discussion, some means of adding value to Legends Limited characters similar to Ultra abilities for Ultra characters is currently being considered. Rest assured that any additions will be made to existing Legends Limited characters as well. More information will be announced when available. What does that mean? I'm going to read this one more time. Regarding future Legends Limited characters, while we're still in the early stages of discussion, some means of adding unique value to Legends Limited characters similar to Ultra abilities for Ultra characters is currently being considered. Not really sure what they mean by this, because actually I am a really big, I don't even know the word. Like I'm completely against Ultra. Actually, at this point, like I would just prefer if Ultra abilities didn't exist, because I think it detracts from like. I think it detracts from you being able to team build in a more free way, because at this point in the game, we have Ultra abilities, we have Z abilities, and we have Zenkai abilities. So to line up all three of those things, it becomes really annoying and it becomes really tough to do. You can't all the time line up all the unique abilities with, all the Z abilities with all the Ultra abilities with all the Zenkai abilities. It's most of the time you just can't do it. So a lot of the time what happens is you end up having certain like Ultra characters that don't have their Ultra abilities active. Sometimes characters aren't getting affected by Zenkai buffs. Sometimes characters aren't being affected by Z abilities. So I don't really know what they mean by Ultra abilities adding unique value to characters. So that doesn't really make sense to me. But looks like they're considering some sort of additional function for Legends Limited characters in the future. And they do mention that if they decide to implement this, then existing Legends Limited characters would also receive a similar adjustment, I guess, to that. And I guess that does beg the question, like, I guess what this is talking about is more so making Legends Limited characters more attractive as bench options. Like, so for example, let me go back here. Let me go to the character list. So if we open like I guess we can sort by LF only. Like if we pull up, I don't know, like Kid Buu, right? Kid Buu, an LF character, he's not a Zenkai character. So if we go to his Z ability, like he's giving 35% to tag regen or powerful opponent blast attack and defense, and then 18% to tag regen strike attack. Like this is not a bad Z ability, but I'm not like gunning to put this LF Kid Buu on my bench. So hopefully what they're talking about with this is that LF characters would somehow provide an additional buff, sort of like a pseudo Zenkai ability when they're on the bench of a team to make them more valuable as bench units. We'll see. I'm not really sure what this is. They haven't really given us much information. I'm just speculating. But the main dish of this video was to talk about the changes to Goku and Frieza here, which I do think are good. I do think are warranted. And I'm actually really happy they decided to go down this path. Again, this is really the first time we've ever sort of seen them acknowledge that they made a mistake. And they are definitely owning up to their mistake here by doing the right thing and making this character as good as they should have been on release. So let me know down below what you guys think about this. Definitely a pretty groundbreaking development in Legends, as we've never seen this before. And with how clearly they've made this, here, I would say it's pretty safe to expect this to like either never happen again or happen once in like the next like 3 years or something, right? So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.